Let's be honest, DJing is easy now. You can get a controller for under $100, download some free software, import some music, hit sync, and boom, you're a DJ, right? Well, no. Because the barrier to entry to get started DJing is now so low, a growing number of DJs are becoming lazy. I want to show you the difference between the mistakes lazy DJs are making and how you can avoid becoming one. Let's go. Mistake number one, lack of preparation. So what do lazy DJs do? They simply download a song, import it into their DJ software, jump right into mixing, but then they wonder why their mixes sound out of time, out of phrase, or even clashing. It's no surprise when there is no planning involved. So to avoid these pitfalls, let's talk about some best practices for organizing your music. So I've downloaded some music, and what I first want to do is import my music into my collection and analyze the tracks. So I'm going to go into these folders here and just drag them into my collection. So I've imported the tracks into my collection, and you can see we've got some information like the BPM, the key, the artist, and the name of the track. Then what I need to do is I want to put these in the right folder straight away. So I've got different tracks here that are house tracks, then I've got some hip hop tracks, and we need to separate them out straight away. So what I do is I create a playlist, and I've got two playlists here. I've got Crossfader hip hop and Crossfader tutorial. So I'm going to select my house tracks. I'm just going to right click, and then I'm going to go to add to playlist, Crossfader house tutorial. Then I'm going to come to my hip hop tracks, right click, and then I'm going to add to playlist Crossfader hip hop, or you can just drag and drop as well. The next thing I'm going to do is show you why I separate them out into different folders. Obviously, for ease of use, when you're DJing out, you can access your different genres very easily, but also you can organize different crates in different ways. So for house, for example, because most of it is in the same BPM, I can now organize this by key. So things mix in a little bit more of a harmonic way. I don't have to worry about the BPMs too much because they're all very similar, between sort of 120 to 128. But if I organize them by key, as I'm mixing, they will sound a little bit more harmonically pleasing. However, when I go to my hip hop folder, because hip hop is so varied in BPM, I'm going to organize this by BPM. That way, when I'm DJing, I can go through the BPMs gradually. I can start off at something like an 86 BPM, then creep up to the 90s, into the 100s, 110s, and so on. The final thing we need to do is set our hot cues. So all we need to do is drag a track in. This will work in Recordbox or Serato or any DJ software you use. Then we're going to set our first hot cue on the first downbeat on the intro of the track. So that is on the intro. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to beat jump, and I'm going to skip down to where the breakdown is of the track, and I'm going to set a second hot cue on the breakdown. Then you might want to set one on the build up. Just there, where the track starts building up, and then let's skip to the drop and add another cue point in the drop. A fourth cue point on the drop. So if I go back to my hot cues here, you can see I've got a hot cue on the intro, on the breakdown, on the build up, on the drop, and then you can go and add one on the outro of the track. It will just be here. That will help you when it comes to some quick mixing. Mistake number two, poor phrasing. Now, what exactly is phrasing? Phrasing refers to the way musical ideas are structured within a track. Most songs are built in sections called phrases, typically lasting for 4 or 8 bars. Understanding this concept is crucial for smooth transitions and maintaining the energy of your set. Unfortunately, lazy DJs often overlook this fundamental technique. They often don't take the time to learn about phrasing, which can lead to awkward transitions and an overall disappointed performance. It's arguably one of the most important skills a DJ can master because it allows you to be creative and create a musical experience for your audience. Let's take a look at a bad example of phrasing first. See how you can hear the tracks clash as they come in at the wrong moment. This totally disrupts the flow and confuses the audience or the listener. Now, let's take a look and see how to do it right. Notice how the second track comes in at the end of the first phrase of the track, creating a smooth and natural transition. Phrasing can be complicated, so let's go through a step-by-step guide on how to always stay in phrase during your sets. First, familiarize yourself with beats and bars. Each bar typically consists of 4 beats in common time. A good rule of thumb is to think in multiples of 4. This will help you anticipate when to make your moves. Next, utilize beat grids in your DJ software. Beat grids help you visualize the timing of the tracks, allowing you to see where the beats line up. Make sure your tracks are properly analyzed and the beat grids are set correctly. This will make it easier to identify phrases within music. Once you have a good understanding of tracks, identify the phrasing points, look for where the drops, breaks, or vocal sections are. These often fall at the end of phrases. You can set up hot cues as a visualization to help you with that. When you plan your transitions, aim to switch tracks at the end of the phrase. This can be at the 4th or 8th bar, depending on the track structure. Like I said, use hot cues to mark these spots so you can easily jump to them during your set. Okay, mistake number 3, overusing effects. When you first start DJing and get your hands on some new equipment, it's incredibly exciting to experiment with all the different effects available. You might find yourself using the flanger, the phaser, the delay, the echo. There's so many different options. However, this excitement can lead lazy DJs to rely too heavily on effects to mask what could be a perfectly good mix. Instead of focusing on the music and the transitions, they cover up their lack of technique with layers and layers of sound manipulation. The key to great transitions is to use 1 or 2 effects very subtly. In fact, some of the biggest DJs in the world, like Carl Cox or Jamie Jones, often stick to just a reverb or a simple echo in their DJ sets. These effects enhance their mixes without overshadowing the music itself. Let's take a look at a transition with way too many effects. Notice how the mix gets muddled and chaotic, making it really difficult to focus on the track itself. Now let's see the same transition, but this time we'll use a simple echo technique.
Move
This creates a cleaner, more professional sound, allowing the audience to stay immersed in the music. Remember, using effects should enhance your mix, not define it. Less is often more when it comes to creating memorable transitions. By the way, if you are just starting DJing or you just want some royalty-free DJ music, I'll leave a free download link to our free music pack. Go and download it, it's in the description of this video. Mistake number 4, clashing vocals. It's simply never a good idea to mix 2 vocal tracks at the same time. This practice is a clear sign of lazy DJing and usually results from not being organized and lacking knowledge of phrasing. Let's take a listen to what this sounds like in a club. As you can hear, it creates a jarring experience for the audience. Now in this next example, I have organized my cue points. I will use phrasing, and this time round, one vocal will end and another will start. As you can hear, this creates a more cohesive sound that keeps the audience engaged and prevents confusion on the dance floor. Mistake number 5, skipping music theory. Now, not every transition has to be in key for it to work, but let's be real, transitions sound a lot better when they are. And if you're creating a mashup, staying in key is a must. But here's the good news. You don't need to be a music theory expert to pull this off. You just need to understand one thing, and that thing is the Camelot wheel. The Camelot wheel is a tool that DJs use to understand which keys are compatible with each other. It's laid out like a clock, and the idea is that you can mix between neighboring keys to ensure harmonic mixing. So, for example, if your track is in 8A, you can transition to another track in 7A, 8A, or 9A, and it will still sound smooth and musical. Each number represents a different key, and the letter A stands for minor keys, while B stands for major keys. Moving around the wheel step by step is how you keep your transitions in key and ensure that everything sounds good together. You can use the Camelot wheel to guide your transitions, making sure you're always working with compatible keys, which is especially important for creating mashups where you want 2 different tracks to sound cohesive. Let's dive deep into a tutorial that demonstrates this. In this example, the vocal track and the instrumental are out of key. You can hear how the vocals are clashing with the instrumental. It just doesn't sound right. Now let's fix this. Using the Camelot wheel, I'll adjust the key so that the vocal fits perfectly within the theory. You can manually change the key in the software, or if you're using DJ software like Rekordbox or Serato, you can simply hit key sync. Listen to the difference now. The vocal sits perfectly with the instrumental, creating a much more polished and professional sound. By understanding how to use the Camelot wheel and staying in key when necessary, you can elevate your mixes and mashups to a whole new level. Remember, it's not about knowing tons of music theory, but about using tools like this to make your transitions sound the best. And if you want to learn more about DJ transitions, watch this video right here.